sit here eating some macadamia nuts. Oh well. I'm in a lot of pain tonight, so I ate something that was kind of allegedly better than most anything else. Meat substitute. Got my decaffeinated hot coffee, vanilla, ginger ale, water, and pain reliever. Take my pain reliever. Apparently I got a Q&A happening. Oh, maybe not. I'm just gonna go. So I just thought I'd show and tell, here I am, broken wrist, my thumb, my wrists, my knees, my neck. I don't even put the lid on things very because too painful. These are very strong, so I don't take very many at one time. That way I could take them off and they're like 2 a day or 4 a day. Right now I'm at like 3 a day. And some other comments I've seen on some of my videos, vlogs, somebody accusing me of not having my own identity, trying to be somebody else, Foodie Beauty Chantel. I'm not her, I'm me, and I have other Foodie Beauties on my channel. And my cat was the Foodie Beauty, and I'm just carrying on the heritage of that, my Foodie King. My Foodie King is not here. My cactuses, my plants are Foodie Beauties, and I'm just, Foodie Beauty. And I haven't heard any complaints thus far. These are good. I'm not going to change my title, my name once more, because of some other people alleged wrongfully that I am not Foodie Beauty. Foodie Beauty. Caffeine Queen Avril. Foodie Beauty, living well with sinus bradycardia. Foodie Beauty. Avril Bellis, the Hedge Witch. Foodie Beauty, Avril and Pets Fur Babies, Bellis's Fairies Gardens, aka Avril and Fur Babies, Bellis's Fairies Gardens. Oh, I don't know what time it is right now. Thank you for asking. These are good. I like these small ones because I didn't know this was going to happen. And then I got this big box of 42. Small sizes like this. And I was going to eat a russet potato, bake it yesterday. I find because my hands and my wrists are painful. Thankful I can feed myself. I can cook a little bit. Not a lot. Can't cut anything right now. Cannot use knives. Later today, which is Sunday, I suppose. Today. Saturday officially ended yesterday according to time. I can make myself. I'm considering myself definitely a rice pudding. And pretty much the same as today. Brazil nut, rice pudding, some celery, raw radish. Depending on how hungry I am later, how I feel, pain, some cooked one serving of mac and cheese, or vegetarian bean chili, or something, maybe chicken teriyaki or sweet and sour chicken dinner. Those look good, and it's 3:29 a.m. for me. Oh, so I said, oh, thank you. Can move my fingers. Break is like here, like broken. It's just, my right one started bothering me today too. I don't wish fainting on anybody. I don't wish low blood pressure on anybody. I don't wish sinus bradycardia on anybody. All those were holy terrors in all themselves. I want the pain medication to give me relief, and as per to usual, caffeine usually, although decaffeinated. One more coffee, and I got my ginger ale in case later I get nauseated. I was like, Mom, we should order takeout. At least once during all this, next 2 weeks. Have it delivered. This one. And have it as a portion that we can have it leftovers. Myself, it'll have to be either handheld fold or like a spoon feed. Cream rice. The rice pudding is running low. I'm not going to eat Jello. I should eat Jello. Maybe I will tomorrow. I don't know. So, this is what it feels like at my age to have some broken bones. Broken wrist at my age. I've had problems with this wrist for about 15 years now. And almost all times I feel like, oh wow, it's better, I can do more. I have another setback. And it's not just here, it's sore here too. All I did is fainted. More. There were a lot of other people around me when it happened. I was not alone. Excuse me. It almost feels like a deja vu around here. And it's as though some other people want me to fail, faint, frail, disabled. And I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't want to be that way. I want to get better once more and get more physically active. I can't even hold a book right now. I have to use my stand almost all the time in order to do anything that's data. It is completely and utterly painful. And do I have bruises on my face? Because the staff at the hospital were asking me if I hit my head a lot. And when they put the paramedics put the neck brace on, I had my clip in my hair. It was very painful. And I finally got that off and that out my hair. And then I got the neck brace back on the steps that I had to have. It was painful. Something that's supposed to make me feel better. It didn't. And this is painful. Oh, it hurts. So this old one I could take, and I have some other ones. I'm not overdoing. I'm not a drug addict. I'm just doing as prescribed. Instead of prescribing me new, it was just like, oh, you have some at home, just continue with those. And that's what I'm doing. I don't like taking prescription pharmaceuticals. I don't, only when needed. Trust me, it needed. And they're the strongest ones I could get that are not any side effects and not addictive. With and or without, I can drink a glass of wine once a week or whenever. Maybe the next time I'm at the doctor, I ask, can I have at least one glass of wine before the end of the month? Not because I'm an alcoholic, it's just because, well, stay tuned, you might find out sooner or later. And some of my fans will be disappointed, I know. Although I can't do anything about it, I have to heal. It'll probably take me 2 weeks to heal, so this is my first week. And once my pain reliever kicks in, I should be okay for about 4 to 6 hours. Somewhat pain relief. And as long as I don't have caffeine right now, I should be able to doze off and have at least a nap. And does any doctor ever tell me to use a cane or walker ever again? I'm going to keep saying to them and showing them, can I get 2 urban poles, Nordic poles, and just use those? I mean, I have not any shame. That's urban pole walking. I like doing that. I can't wait till I can get back into that. It's fun. Just to sashay around. It's like skiing, only it's like water skiing on land. It's so much fun. At least that's what I think. This is really annoying me. And then some other residents who are allegedly liars, factual liars, alleged internet trolling and stalking all house, me, us, and accuse us of all sorts today, more. Instead, it's themselves. It's like they have worse dementia, mental health than my mom has. They have no clue how to behave. And they showed and told, they believed, they think, because they're appearances, etc., different races, creeds, and religions, that they should, can, could, may, must, and need, showed and told fear. All about, all about one and more of us. Instead, it's them. I didn't want to leave my home earlier, afraid of them. Now I don't want to leave my home because, well, I can't. Not for another week or so, I suppose. I might even have an ear infection. I have to get, so I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. I just hope I didn't break anything else and they missed it. You know what the staff are like these days in hospitals. They don't care. And the paramedics, one and or both, were correct. I didn't feel all of it then and in hospital. Since discharged, physically not well once more, accident, injured, wounds, fainted, broken. Oh, I feel it today. So everything I eat, I try to match. Maybe tomorrow I'll squeeze in at least half a russet potato, get my potato fix, and depending how I feel. I've been not purposefully, although walking is a natural thing. I can't wait till I can do indoor walk fit and bend my knee the way I want to bend it. It doesn't bend very, although I can move it more. So I've ate pretty good. I got my breakfast here. I don't have any water, so hopefully I could use this when do I need another pain reliever. I drank all my water. I'm not a water drinker nowadays, although I drink all my water. The difference between me and that other Foodie Beauty, she's fatter than I am. She does things differently than I am. I don't do that. I am the other kind of Foodie Beauty. Caffeine, beverages, with and or without condiments, more of, and I have a lesser appetite, and I'm more petite in weight, size. I'm skinnier. I'm not as talented as she is consuming foods. She can work down quite a lot. She has more health problems than I have and had. She is quite the entertainment. I'm not as vulgar as she was. I I don't get as lots negative publicity, negative comments as she does. Online, internet. I don't get called a fat, ugly pig very often. But then, if you call me Miss Piggy, I don't mind. I would love to be that size, although I cannot. Luckily for me, I only weighed 143 pounds when this happened. I tried to weigh myself yesterday, which is Saturday, by the way, and I went on my scales and just to see if I was weighing more, maybe fluids, water retention, etc., due to injuries. Battery needs batteries. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna deal with that right now. I mean, you've seen my mom and how she's had difficulty opening pill bottles, etc. And I'm like, Mom, I have to do your meds. I need your help. I couldn't get the lid off. I tried with scissors, the special scissors that have the thing that open bottles. It's, I haven't had that happen to me in a very long time. And I'm just like constantly rubbing my legs, you know, every now and then. And they told me to put ice on my knees. My legs don't like ice. My legs like heat and nothing heavy. They don't even, my left knee doesn't even like a blanket on. It's just too heavy for on my knee. And I don't want knee surgery. I don't, because I don't want any doctor. I've already had staff that weren't very helpful. Completely healed me. That even short term and long term, that I'm frightened with the internet, Wi-Fi's, everything published, everything public, and my mom and stalkers, etc. That I would just get butchered, and I can't walk as it is very well, so very well. I really truly don't want it butchered. Buggered up. I don't want. Because all the other ones that accused me of anything, they did all themselves. And around here too. And they don't seem to remember that it's them. I mean, eventually the truth will come out on and off social media, internet, etc., all published, all public, and all securities, cameras on, all those images, all live, all real time, all recorded. It'll all show and everybody will show and tell. They all should show and tell. Just because they lied and or forgot they did it, they lied they didn't do it, they forgot they did do it, doesn't go away, you know. Other people can, all others that witnessed all that should, can, could, may, must, and he showed and told, and show and tell all that, all those did. Who, what, where, when, why, and how did all that themselves. Very outdoors and all elsewhere. All before, all during, all later, all since August 2024. Including showing and telling, showed and told all who, what, where, when, why, and how myself and the other person, others lived with me, you know, because we always had an alibi. We had alibis, including all before, all during, all later, all since November 12 and 13, 2024. Always. And do those witnesses not wanted and did not show and told as, show and tell as, they should be judicially punished, at least with and or without God, and get sued themselves, myself and or one and or more others. Excuse me. Oh, it's really sore here. Painful. And look at that. That's how much hair I naturally have lost due to brushing. Maybe I need a new brush. Can't even use this hand to brush my hair now. I don't pull my hair out. I don't even cut my own hairs. I just like to brush it. It feels good. I even like to use a hot brush, something with heat. Massages my scalp. All that. Sad. And as I'm back on my biotin at least twice every week. Twice every week, at least. And I know my body will adapt. And I'll look and feel better, I'm sure. Oh wow, 4 votes. I don't know what it is. As of more than 4 years now, almost everybody all those other people that are Indians from Pakistan, India, that have allegedly immigrated and are refugeed and are visitors, this part of, I suppose, North America, and their supporters. This is what they, because I'm sure this can get traced back to 2021 when that Dr. Ahmed, simply bruised. My right knee was just a bruise. And my swollen right hand wasn't broken. Yet this one's broken and was less swollen. But this one wasn't swollen. It was all just a bruise on my knee. And since then, because I complained, they tried to label me as a racist, a bigot. That I was discriminatory, prejudicing, prejudging. And once there's one, there's always more than one that tried to show and tell myself and and more others LSs instead of themselves. And I'm not talking about the Aboriginals, Indigenous. I'm talking about the other Indians. The ones that are, you know, causing most of all of it. I mean, going around calling other people, announcing on and off speakerphones that they're afraid of me and or someone else, that we're going to come after them with a knife. When they did all what they did, they're afraid. I wouldn't do that. I reported them to the police. How many times? And the police are like, oh, um, what was it called? Um, it was called something or other. Uh, Diwali. Accused me of having a fairy garden indoors with some acorn nut lights, alleged fairies lights, acorn nuts. Accused me of my little indoor garden with three or yeah, maybe three indoor plants and some other stuff. You know, nothing, just ornaments and stuff, decorations and stuff, and my dead cat. My mom and I, dead cat whiskers, remains cremated. That was Diwali, and some stuff like a book or whatever on the shelf below. And I was like, that's not Diwali. We don't celebrate Diwali. I'm Canadian. I don't celebrate Diwali. I'm from Earth. I don't celebrate Diwali. It's not part of my religion and or religions and or religious beliefs and doings. I don't. I have I have two indoor fairies gardens ongoing, and this is the announcement I wanted to make earlier. I wanted to have an outdoor um, addition, to tidy it up a bit more and do a bit more gardening out there. More snapdragons, more marigolds, Abellis perennius. Plant not seeded, began from seeds. Me start from seeds. A natural garden center plant. Can I find any? Maybe a tomato plant, maybe a potato plant, maybe some herbs. I wanted to do an indoor herb garden. Can't do that now. Well, I suppose I could try with one hand, but my knees are, it's just, so I've lost 2 weeks of doing that, and I doubt I'll do any this year. It's just, I can't. My knees, I just don't have the, all during, all later, all since making, preparing, making, and serving all foods, all condiments, all beverages. I just don't. I can't. Not for two. I can't even hold a book to read. I can't even return to a book club and read a book this month. Maybe if I did an ebook because I have a stand, but I can't hold a book. Not even a paperback. I can't do anything. My indoor garden, my indoor gardens, I watered, I fed them today. I mean yesterday, Saturday. That was an effort. Water. Heavy. Heavier than it used to be. Painful. So that's it. There's not any gardening this year that's happening. New. Just whatever's there. Pre-existing. Unless somebody gifts to me. I mean, other than that, I'm not doing anything. Because if it's gifted, I'll persevere. Especially if it's, I could just, these days I could get a pot and just transfer it into a bigger pot. That's nothing, but I can't do anything outside. Indoors easier, although outside I can't. I cannot. I can't even walk in my neighborhood and go where I used to go visit my ducks. and stuff out there, chipmunks and stuff. I can't go there, squirrels, etc. I just can't walk that far yet. And I suppose, some other people, as I mentioned earlier, concerned I faint more. I've got 2 weeks of healing. I'm going to do most of it privately. I mean, sure, I'll do maybe some of this stuff. I'm not doing any of that marathon stuff that I tried. I want to do it private, home, elsewhere. I'm going to keep the locations, etc., private. I mean, fans are fans, although I don't want any stalkers off and on and off. Internet and Wi-Fi's, they're stalkers. I don't want any. I know who they are. Probably some of them on my stuff right now. I'm not going to mention names because that's what they want. Negative attention, feeds them, fuels them. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you. You look good, Foodie. Being away did you good. Thank you. My BMI is totally messed up. It was already messed up before. Now it's messed up even more. At least walking could tone it down a bit, some muscle tone in there. It's just, I need help to wash my hairs again. More, I'm going to work on that. I can't put my head back I can do it, but it was painful today, so I'm going to see if I can get some help. Wash my hairs. Glad I got my manicure and pedicure before this all happened. Oh, it would have been a bugger to have all those toenails long, grew, and not trimmed back, and that old nail polish on there before. And my nail manicure too. They're all nice and cleaned up. So pretty. I like the manicures that did my nails. Can't get them done, touched up, not even 2 weeks. I'd have to wait again. So at least this manicure I can, until I can get a professional manicure once more, I can maintain somewhat myself. That's pretty much it. So if you wanted to watch me do some gardening, you might see some indoors, but and if I do go outside, it's not going to be much of anything. It's just going to be what it was during the winter. Nothing new, unfortunately. June 5, 2025. I fainted. I broke it. So I'm broken. And I hope all those Indian supporters outside my front door, next door, across the hall, further over by the elevators, etc., just fuck off and leave us alone. Because they're the ones that are paranoid, aggressive, and agitated that we should, can, could, may, must, and need, fear, be afraid of. Instead of it the other way around, they're just paranoid. Since and whoever that other person was talking to on the phone, that phone call, should, can, could, may, must, and need judiciary punished. Harassment, bullying, stalking, crank calling. Was it the police? Most definitely. Was it security guard? Alleged concierge? Most definitely factual. There's enough evidence. There's cameras everywhere. I mean, be it residential and or a public place, anybody and everybody can have a cell phone and or a recording device such as that has internet, Wi-Fi, data on, and could can record and film. That's why I always say to my mom, when my mom when my mother has symptoms and behaviors, her disabilities, etc., tone it down a lot, Mom, please, because it can. She doesn't understand that other people should, can, could, may, must, and need recorded her out there, and that it's, you know. Whereas here, I show and tell my mom. I'm like, I'm not. I mean, it was very kind of my mom, very nice of my mom to help me when my cat died, and I was grieving tremendously, and nothing I swallowed made me feel any better. And I was already hurting in 2024, and I did the best I could, should, can, could, may, must, and need did. I wanted to save that pussy cat, and give him the best life, lots of love, lots of health and fitness, lots of fun, happy, always happy cat, for as long as possible. I knew my cat was ill, and that it was going to begin to happen more. Gravely ill, and then he got gravely ill sicker. And the last week or two, the last week and a half, I knew he was dying. And the week before we took him to emerge, I didn't really want to talk about this, although the veterinarian told me it was time. We had to decision make. Was I going to keep him at home and keep going back and forth to veterinarians? Because I didn't want him to be kept at any of those places without me. He was too delicate, too fragile. And although he was a bit wild sometimes, he was really just delicate and fragile, especially the last week and a half. And I was like, I want to bring him home. And then he began to lose his balance more, like some difficulties breathing on his own. He had fluid, congestive heart failure happening. He had blood in his urine. He had more bleeding. They could have done surgery, another biopsy. They were, from what we could all see, cancer. And I was just like, if I took him home and I had to stay with him, it wouldn't have been healthy for him, because the more he was going through it, he was in so lots of pain. He was losing weight drastically. He did not look healthy whatsoever, and he was meowing lots, and with a reputation of having lying neighbors. I didn't want noise complaint during. I didn't want bothered by their lies. Them, security guards, police, all their lies, all their false allegations, all their false accusations. I just want my cat to enjoy the last moments of being able to breathe, fresh air, not, not have to fear, not be afraid, to have privacy and safety with his mummy, me. And so when I stayed with them the whole time, hissy fitting on and off the internet, Wi-Fi's, saying I'm not murdering my cat. I'm not murdering my pussycat. I'm not manslaughtering my pussycat. My cat is not suffering anymore. And as I said before, he was sedated so that he wouldn't suffer anymore. We decided to sedate in addition to euthanize so he wouldn't have felt it. And he didn't like it. He wanted to come home. I even had the staff there help me hide the pet carrier. I took him there in so that he wouldn't see, because he wouldn't know that it was in the same room, because he kept wanting to come home. He didn't understand that once he got started moving, eventually he got sick again, and I didn't have any oxygen. I don't know what I could have done. It was just I could do other than just stay there for hours on end. And the staff were really good about that. My mom was a bit impatient, although the staff there were very good. They let me stay there for hours with my cat. Hours. Even in death, when my cat was euthanized and died, I was allowed to stay there for a long time. Long time. And it was like, once I started to recover from grieving and that loss, that death, and so many kind words, nice words, sympathies from other people, I was like, Mom, I want to go on a holiday somewhere. And I want to wait until I have another one if possible. I want to wait, even if it's just like another budgie, a canary, a rabbit, a ferret, anybody, you know. I want to wait. I want to wait. And then all this happened to me. I fainted. I fainted. I fainted. All I've been doing is fainting. And I might need a pacemaker, although right now I don't have. And I just don't want to live my life always in cardiology. I want to do more. I have to wait. I have some test results I'm supposed to get next week. Cardiology. Wonder if that'll ever be truthful, because sometimes I go somewhere, like, oh, you're fine. I'm like, can you read? Can you see? I'm not fine. And that doctor could. I probably had to redo my stress test there, and that, instead of going somewhere, I don't know. I'm gonna find out. I know I have sinus bradycardia, and it was in the 40s again, and I have low blood pressure. All that could lead to fainting. Not fall. I did not trip and fall. I fainted. I've been doing that lots since February this year. And since I had COVID vaccines, influenza vaccines, diagnosed influenza type A virus positive in hospital, out of hospital negative, symptoms and behaviors. Fainting, fainting, fainting. More than I did when I had menopause. Fainting, fainting, fainting. Fainting. This year, instead of vacationing and gardening, and having a summer of, like, some me time, doing some botany, maybe doing some traveling. I mean, not just those day road trips. I meant like really going away for a couple of days. I don't need a pet sitter. I don't need to pay for, uh, what do you call it? Sort of like pet hotel, you know, veterinarians or wherever, and grooming. I don't have to do anything. Now I have 2 weeks and more to heal. This for it might take 4 or 6 weeks and or longer to heal. I'm always having trouble with this. This time, instead of getting one of those temporary things, I got cast. I'm sort of grateful that I have this public out. You know, I could go go out public. This how I don't like to show lots. I truly don't. I like this background, although I might just keep doing it in here, you know, here and on my couch, and just, you know, until I slowly go away. Oh, and did I tell you PayPal? You can give me a tip on PayPal. I put um, the link and or code on my community posts page. Uh, the tips range from $1 or $10 or $100. You can tip. Do you not want to start a monetization of memberships? You can tip me there. $1 and or $10 and or $100 and or whatever denomination. Maybe something that said get well gift. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. I've been monetized before. This time I'm going to use the money. Well, I started to try and do a charity for myself, a donation place where some of you, my audience, um, could donate to my future fur baby fund. Um, I haven't really followed up with that. And as I began my PayPal tips, code and link, code and link, codes and links. And I began doing Cameo. I don't like Cameo. I'm not. You want to see me perform, etc.? Find me near a stage. I'm most likely going to do something there. You know, not very public, very, just maybe something athletic. If you want to see me, other than that, buy a ticket. I might be around. Not necessarily performing, although I might be around. I might be staff, and I might not be staff. You'll never know until you try. Buy a ticket. Give me a tip. And or not, you can be here just as we are, too. And or. Hi, hi. I'm sorry. Hi. Hello, hello. Thank you. Hello. I was going to attend something later this month, a kind of lunch and dance, dinner and dance thing. I can't dance right now, so I'm not, and as I'm not going to be there. That ought to make some of my stalkers happy about, you know. Their paranoia and aggression and agitation might subside some. They might even show up there themselves. And you know, when I left the hospital when I was discharged, I didn't even get a wheelchair escort out the hospital. That bothered me. But then I was glad to get up out my where I was and walk around, limping as I was. I just hope my hips don't get out of alignment too much. You know, I don't need that too, in addition to everything else that's ongoing. My wrist wants to be like that all the time with this thing. It just keeps going to the left. Everything wants to go to the left. It's like my feet, they want to go outwards. I want to go out. Well, I've done that since I was younger. It's really weird. It's really unique instead of the word weird. Unique. I am unique. I'm not special. I'm just unique. Seriously, it was bad enough where I lived before in this neighborhood, in truthful sort of way, that the ones around here. I mean, as soon as security and police, anybody gets a complaint all about, all to, and all about me, those other people should be reported and judiciary punished, and with and or without sued themselves, with and or without me hiring anybody to did do that. There's enough witnesses. There's rules and regulations, uh, privacy and safety issues. I mean, I've given everybody, you know, yesterday and today privacy completely and safety. I've done that every day, 24/7. I always do. Kindness. Kind. That's me, kind. I can't be bothered with all that stuff. It doesn't matter what they tried to instigate. We do. We did. We didn't, and we don't. They did, and they do instead. And nobody diagnosed me at the hospital as anything such as post-traumatic stress disorder, uh, depression, anxiety, anything. They just said I was. They just fainted, and I'm broken. And that all, Heritage Mississauga, etc., is, was, be, do, did, forever and always. Heritage Mississauga, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, North America, UK, everywhere. Only other people, neurologically impaired and or mentally ill, tried altered that to their wanted and or wanting to remain and or remain mentally ill themselves, symptoms and behaviors, mental illnesses. Stalkers. That's all they are, stalkers. They're worse than weaponized ADHD. That's what they are. And I wanted to do the Canadian Cancer Society 100K. And I wanted to do the Canadian Cancer Society 100K walk this month. And be it myself and or one and or more other person, at least donate $5 in addition to giving so much of my time. Not that I believe in my lifetime that there'll be a cause, a cure, I should say, a cure to one and more new cancers and or historical cancers. I mean, remissions, sure. I hope so. And, well, that didn't happen. I did the other one earlier this year. I doubt in the last week I'll be able to walk 100 kilometers. Although I can try. I feel like better. It's just I can't hold this. I don't want to pull all the way up my right side. Depends on my knee. My knees. I hope I feel better soon. I would have loved to have gone to America. well, North America can, just a little bit to the USA, just a little bit. Spent a day or more there. Had a nice vacay. A frugal kind of vacay. Not that we can't afford it. It's just that we like to have had a frugal. I've had them before. It's fun because there's good food. Foods and beverages I like. And the room service there wasn't too shady. And my haters in this neighborhood, any of them not wanting me to use the swimming pools and or whatever uh, facilities, recreation. Well, they've got more than 2 weeks, at least a month, and they can go use it themselves. Nobody's gonna miss them. At least it'll give me peace of mind knowing that that's where they are. Because I don't care where they are, as long as they don't bother me. I mean, come on to my front door to get attention. What is that? They're stalkers. I don't have time for that. I mean, they're not even fans who would be pleased to maybe meet me and maybe get photographed with me, stand together and have photos taken or something or other. You know, I've sat with other people in malls and stuff, and we've had a tea coffee together. I didn't mind whether they were a fan or a stalker. They didn't harass and bully me there. Unless I recognize somebody, the locals very. And I'm like, when they try to sit, no, you can't sit there. Or uh, they ask, and I'm like, no, the seat is taken. I don't even read a book in public. Well, I can't right now. Book clubs, etc. I don't do much of anything in public anymore. I only go there when absolutely necessary and there's not an alternative. Not because I'm mentally ill, because I'm physically injured. Do you hear that? Yeah, the residents and the condominium corporation and securities guards and the police. I'm physically injured. Do you know what that means? I can't do much of anything. I can't even put out a bag of garbage physically nowadays. I need help. I need to get more staff. And anybody and everybody that spoke, not any other business. I didn't do that when it was them, their visitors and staff themselves. I minded my own business. They don't know how to. They're obviously neurologically impaired and or mentally ill. This is all physical. I, I fainted. I had an accident. I fainted and I'm broken. I might just have to say that. And are they on my social media nowadays? Now? Be it, do they have a source and or doing it themselves? Why? You're not even a fan. And were you a fan? You're not a fan anymore. You're a stalker. You're not fans. You're stalkers. Internet trolling, harassing and bullying, and lying stalkers. With and or without yourselves, had, has, and have auditory hallucinations and paranoid thoughts, internet and Wi-Fi. Absolutely. I mean, I suffer from bouts of arachnophobia. I have. Some people think my physical activities sort of, you know, and I was carrying foods, and I wasn't arachnophobic. I haven't been that way inclined in a very long time. And I was just carrying foods and beverages. My mom and I dinner home, and I fainted. And as I said to my doctors and my mom too, we said I didn't go unconscious for a very long time. It was barely even 2 seconds, but it happened. I came to rather quickly because I don't know. It just happened. My heart just maybe my heart slowed, low blood pressure, and I fainted. And I knew about it, and I couldn't get to see. I mean, how does this keep happening? I'm gonna have to do more research before my next doctor appointment. See if I can fathom it all. Maybe it's stress too. Internet, Wi-Fi. Some other people showed and told me to get off it. How do you think I meet some fur babies? I love watching the fur babies, other pet animals, other pets, fur babies videos, and historical ones that I made. Published public on social media, internet, Wi-Fi's. I just think it's fun. I just and it helped me and my cat cope with the word dying, and it was just. I watched some yesterday. I'm not going to watch any before I, I finish my coffee. It's just maybe later today, which is Sunday, maybe I'll go to church. Pending funeral. And our funerals. Might as well get ready. The minister ow, that's there seems kind and nice enough. Put on a good funeral. More than he has already. Oh, the minister has already. Oh. I mean, this city that I'm in now, living, be glad to bury me, dead and alive. Been trying long enough. Honestly, there's enough evidence, enough witnesses. Do I come on later today? I'll do another poll. I might do it on my community post page. I'll suggest some maybe indoor plants. They're already potted and started, and see which ones get the most votes. And maybe I'll get gifted one. Maybe I'll get one for my birthday this year. My next birthday, maybe somebody will give me one. All I have to do is feed. I'm glad this happened. Well, I'm not glad, but I'm thankful it didn't happen when I lived in a house. That's a lot of maintenance, gardening. But whether I hired staff or had to stop hiring staff, you know. And then there's the winter. Well, it's not winter anymore. It's just gardening. Trees, bushes, grass, lawns, weeding, watering. Uh-uh. I do miss. I was looking, I haven't looked through real estate. I used to like to look through real estate ads for sales, and even as a hobby, just as a hobby. And I was often looking at some beautiful bungalows. Again, the gardening. When there's not thick enough knee pads that I could use to did it anything. So I see the poll is about over. 80% yes and 20% no. Thank you for voting. Goodbye, other residents and your guests. You liars. Ooh, do I tell you I'm going outside to put out a bag of garbage? Are you going to phone somebody and say you're afraid of me more instead of minding your own business and giving us all privacy and safety? And you do the privacy and safety and rules and regulations and laws and be law abiding citizens yourselves? Because we are. We have done nothing outside our doors that's not legal, not lawful, not sane, not competent, and I'm not employable. We've done everything that's employable, sane, competent, legal, lawful out there, like you. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Which one of you is it? I don't care. I just know I heard you earlier and I was vlogging during and you're in the background and you can't media ban it, you can't censorship it. It's all out there and I have more than 1,600 others witnessed all that. All you, all that, all you did, all those. Mm-hmm. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. So yeah, go on my community page, community posts, and vote the next several days. Let me know what you more or new would like to me to do to entertain you. Because I've wanted to entertain you instead of always showing evidence. Evidence. I mean, it's not my fault. I'm vlogging at home, video making, live streaming, and those other residents and or their guests, all those other people outside my front door, etc., elsewhere outside, want to interfere and be in the background. All before, all during, all later, and all since November 12th, 2024. I'm going to look more into weaponized ADHD. Maybe I'll hire someone to do something about all that, even if it's just for a month. And or his wife. Thank you. I suppose that's a heart. There. Thank you for all your likes. Good night. Sweet dreams. Until we meet online again. Adios. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. Good night. Whatever that is. Do you remember that show, Lawrence Welk? The variety show?